Your brain doesn't actually understand money. It understands survival, status, safety. Money is just the costume those instincts wear in the modern world. And depending on how much of it flows through your life, your brain doesn't just think about money differently. It becomes a different brain. Here's what's actually happening in your head. At every income level, from scarcity to more money than you know what to do with. At this level, your brain is running one program on a loop. Is there enough? This isn't weakness. It's biology. Studies on scarcity show that when resources are tight, the brain narrows its focus almost entirely onto the immediate problem, rent, gas, groceries, and that narrowing eats up mental bandwidth for everything else. This is why financial stress doesn't just feel bad. It makes harder decisions actually harder. Long-term thinking becomes a luxury your brain can't afford because it's too busy solving today. People at this level get called impulsive. They're not impulsive. They're optimized for right now because right now is the only thing that's ever been guaranteed. Here, survival panic fades and something else moves in. Comparison. Your brain stops asking, "Will I be okay?" and starts asking, "Am I behind?" Not behind some abstract standard, behind your coworker's new car, your cousin's vacation photos, the version of your life you thought you'd have by now. This is the income level where lifestyle creep quietly takes root, not because people are careless, because the brain uses other people as its measuring stick for enough, and there's always someone one step ahead to reset the bar. Money at this level isn't about survival anymore. It's about not falling behind in a race nobody agreed to enter. Somewhere in this range, something shifts. For the first time, your brain has enough slack to actually plan, and it starts craving control instead of comparison. Budgets, spreadsheets, investment accounts. This is the income level where people start obsessively optimizing, not because they have to, but because control feels like safety after years of not having any. This is also where a strange anxiety shows up, the fear of losing what you just built. Your brain, for the first time, has something to protect. And protecting things is a much different mental game than acquiring them. At this level, money starts fusing with identity. Your job title, your neighborhood, your kid's school, they stop being just facts and start becoming proof. Proof that the work paid off. Proof that you made it. This is where the brain starts protecting a story, not just a bank account. Financial decisions get filtered through a new question. Does this match who I am now? And that question can be just as expensive as any bill. People here rarely feel rich. They feel responsible for a lifestyle, a reputation, a version of themselves they now have to keep funding. Past a certain point, day-to-day spending stops registering as an emotional event at all. The brain's attention shifts upward to entities, tax structures, and long-term positioning. Money isn't experienced as dollars anymore. It's experienced as decisions, where to hold it, how to grow it, how to protect it from erosion. This is the level where wealth starts to feel less like a number and more like a system you're managing. And the emotional charge that used to come with spending or saving quietly fades into the background. At the top of this range, something counterintuitive happens. Money often becomes less emotionally present, not more. Basic needs were solved so long ago that the brain stops flagging spending decisions as meaningful at all. The mental effort shifts almost entirely toward growth, legacy, and impact. Not because those people are wiser, but because the part of the brain that used to panic about scarcity simply has nothing left to react to. This is the psychological gap most people never see. It's not that wealthy people think less about money. It's that their brains have stopped treating it as a threat, which frees up enormous mental space that, at every level below, was quietly being spent just trying to survive. Here's the uncomfortable part. Every level in this video wasn't really about income. It was about what your brain is forced to prioritize when resources are tight, and what it's finally free to consider when they're not. The scarcity brain isn't a character flaw. It's what happens to a fully capable mind when it's never given enough room to think past today. If you recognized yourself in one of these levels, you're not broken. You're just running the program your circumstances installed. Subscribe for more honest breakdowns of what money actually does to the mind at every level without the sugarcoating.